Hello YouTube, and welcome to another episode from me, the WildWestGamer, here in the Gaming Grotto. Today I got a film review for you, a film review which has a little bit of relevance to what we were talking about yesterday with the Justice League of America film and how it should work. First of all, though, I'd like to say that the channel is getting some reviews, getting some good hits. People looking at the videos and commenting, and subscriptions as well. So thank you very much. That is always appreciated, and it really means a lot. So thank you very much, and please keep on keep on doing what you're doing. Is what I meant to say there before I burped, but I burped again. So yes, the film I'm talking about today is the 2011 film Green Lantern by DC Entertainment and Warner Bros., starring Ryan Reynolds as Hal Jordan as the Green Lantern. Now I rewatched this film last night because I thought, well, I'm very familiar with the Superman films, with the Batman films, and I thought, you know what, let's watch something a bit recent. You know, one of the more outlandish superheroes under the title of the Justice League, and that is Hal Jordan as the Green Lantern. Which is weird because you've got Superman in there as well, who's who again, he's an alien, that's outlandish, but for some reason, because Superman has such that that heritage, that really iconic lineage as being one of the prime examples of superheroes, one of the original superheroes, that you kind of buy it for some reason. There's a lot more believability there for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's perhaps because he spends the majority of his life being raised as a human values, whereas Hal Jordan again is just a normal guy, but the power is brought onto him by this massive galactic defense force. I don't know. It's just really bizarre. It's really bizarre for some reason. Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman, for some reason, just I can accept that. But Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, the Flash, Aquaman, Cyborg, Martian Manhunter, I just a little bit more trouble buying them. I don't know why that is. But anyway, that's why I watched Green Lantern, because it's much more out there, in my opinion, as regard to a superhero film. So the Green Lantern essentially is the story of Hal Reynolds, who is Hal Jordan, not Ryan Jordan or Hal Reynolds. Hal Jordan. It's the story of him, a test pilot, reckless, charming, full of it. He's a bit of a douche, but a douche we like. It's kind of the typical Ryan Reynolds character, or at least that's how Ryan Reynolds plays him. And essentially, unbeknownst to him, ancient evil called Parallax has been released back into the universe, who feeds on fear and is seeking revenge on the Guardians of the Galaxy, which are not to be confused with Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxies. These Guardians of the Galaxies are Guardians of the Galaxy, are little blue aliens who are immortal, who basically see all and are aware of all, Parallax is seeking revenge on them, and also on Oa, which is the home planet of the Green Lantern Corps. And the Green Lantern Corps, essentially, he's not very happy with a lot of people. Abin Sur, who is one of the Green Lanterns, he's found by Parallax in space. They have this bit of a minor battle in which Abin Sur is injured, and he basically flees. He flees and crash lands on Earth, and is found by Hal Jordan, or Hal Jordan. The Ring finds Hal Jordan, because Abin Sur in his dying, last dying moments, tells the Ring, find a new bearer, find a new wearer, because he knows he's dying, and he knows that someone needs to take up the protection of his sector, because the galaxy is split into sectors. Each one has one Green Lantern to protect it, and there's thousands and thousands. I mean, there's probably more than that. It gives you an idea of how vast the Green Lantern Corps is. Hal Jordan finds the ring, he puts it on, he's a little bit skeptical, he's like, yeah, alright, whatever. He's found an alien, he's found a thing, but he's still a bit like, alright. Basically, the typical, he starts discovering the abilities of the ring, the powers of it, and is then summoned against his will to Oa. because he needs to be trained. He can dick around for as long as he wants, but he needs to be trained. When he gets to Oa, he is basically greeted by the Green Lanterns, the other Green Lanterns, who are all aliens. So again, he's got to get over that. And he meets Kilowog and Sinestro, and I forget a lot of the other ones. Again, this is where it's going to come into one of my points later on about why this film is both good and bad. So he gets his training, he learns about his abilities, he learns about will, the fact the reason the Green Lanterns, they take the power that they use in their rings to manifest all these amazing abilities, is through will, the most powerful force in the universe, and that powers their rings, but in turn requires them, keep up their will. They have to be courageous, and there's a whole oath, the old Green Lantern oath about not fearing darkness, etc., 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 etc. Again, I'm flying over this because I just don't really remember a lot of it, because again, the film does not really stay in there with you that much. Carry on. He learns his abilities. He goes, he leaves. He goes back to Earth after, basically he has his ass handed to him by Sinestro, basically the leader of the Green Lantern Corps, who doesn't really like having a human there. He considers them to be too young, primitive, unintelligent, just not what they need. They need, proper warriors. So Hal Jordan gets his ass handed to him in this sort of mock fight. He's like, I don't need to be here. So of course the old, he goes back to Earth so he can learn the meaning of why he needs to be there. Yada yada yada. Event. Cliche. Derivative, nonsensical, boring, uninteresting subplot, romance. And then Parallax arrives. Finally, the big bad. Well, Parallax has been eating up planets, getting strong. He's taken out the strongest of the Green Lanterns. Sinestro leads this failed assault on him, and all but him are killed. That's done. And Parallax basically comes back to Earth to basically suck the fear out of every human being, in turn killing them, and then having so much power he can then destroy the Green Lantern Corps through fear, the yellow power of fear. Will is green, yellow is fear. And all the other Green Lantern Corps, because trust me, there's a whole fucking backstory to this thing that you knew they could bring into it, because it would just blow people's minds. Fight, shit happens, the end. That's it. That's how this film felt. It felt like two films. That's it. That's how this film felt. It felt like two films. There was the shit going on Earth, which I just didn't care about, with Peter Sarsgaard or something, playing Hector Hammond, a guy who gets infected with a piece of Parallax and becomes this mutated thing. Again, that was very breezed over. You've got Tim Robbins. Entire time I was on there going, dude, you were the guy from Shawshank Redemption. What the fuck happened to your career? You've got, wow, that's it. That's really everyone I care about on Earth. There's his love interest, but again, you just go, it's just obligatory. Every film has to have a love interest, because God knows a superhero can't, just fight for any old good reason. No, he has to have love interest there to spur him on. It's just fucking stupid. It just takes away every superhero film. It just takes away the importance of what they do. Peter Parker can't be Spider-Man unless Mary Jane gives him the good old, wink and the old kiss on the cheek. Batman can't be Batman without Rachel Dawes there, dicking around. I mean, it worked out fine in the last film. All right, we're Catwoman, but still, it worked out fine, in that one. Who else? Well, all right, Superman, Lois Lane. That's at least has to be there. The X-Men film. Oh yeah, no. Wolverine couldn't make this transitional arc, between Beast to Man without Jean Grey. Oh no. That had to be in there. It feels forced and laboured and hackneyed. Just leave it alone. Seriously, it's like one of the reasons why I hate Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer is because the Silver Surfer only learns about compassion and doing the right thing after he sees Sue Storm get killed, and how upset Reed Richards is. Not all the people running around screaming, not the mother in the corner, grasping her children, not wanting them to, suffer a horrific fate at the hands of Galactus. Not the, the man over there who's, just going about his life trying to be a good guy. Not the fucking young kid who's taking his dog for a walk, holding his puppy or some shit like that. Something fucking goofy like that. No, that doesn't. No compassion from that. No. What does it is one of the main characters getting killed. That's why these films feel forced. They feel laboured. Superheroes do what they do for the good of other people, not for themselves. And it's like Kevin Smith said about Batman in the entire Batman trilogy. Batman is about Batman for about 3 or 4 times, and it's only because shit affects him. So what we're essentially saying is Batman's good to let shit happen as long as it doesn't happen to him. Oh no, in that case then cows on. He's out the fucking Batcave. It just feels stupid. I mean, granted, some of these films are really good, but at the same time, no, get rid of it. It doesn't need to happen, and that hurts the Green Lantern film, and that's why I was going with that. The Green Lantern is not a great film to start with, so this hurts it even more. Everything there that happens on Oa is awesome. Oa is amazing. The design, the concept of it, the way it looks, the way the Green Lanterns, some of the Master Green Lanterns are using their abilities. There's so much there with Sinestro. He comes across as this very conflicted guy. He both wants to do what's right for the Green Lanterns. He wants to lead them and keep them safe as well as defending the galaxy. But at the same time, he's coerced slightly by this newfound power of fear. He wants a yellow ring to be forged so that he can wield it and teach the other Green Lanterns so they can protect the galaxy. He doesn't even realize that this thing's going to probably corrupt him. No, he's just doing it for the good of the universe, for the galaxy. He thinks he's doing a right thing. There's that whole character conflict. Then there are I can't remember the fish-like Green Lantern. He's like an Obi-Wan character. It comes across. He's very wise and very deep and meaningful. And Kilowog is just awesome. He's like this. He's just fantastic. He's like, gravity is a bitch. That line is just awesome. Stuff like that. He's this hard-talking. Like drill sergeant, but he cares. He's only doing it because he knows that Hal Jordan is going to have to face some really harsh things as a Green Lantern. Brilliant. The Guardians of the Galaxy, each one looked fantastic. They were draped in these red cloaks. The design was fantastic. They were old. They were wise. They were immortal. They were like they didn't act impulsively. All of their responses were very measured, based on the billions and billions of years they had existed. Amazing, fantastic. More stuff about the lantern batteries and how they operate. Just stuff like that. There's a scene where Jordan is brought into this meeting cavern because it's huge, where Sinestro is giving this talk about how they'll face Parallax to defend the galaxy. You see hundreds of character designs. Hundreds. There are robots. There are energy-based beings. There are squid sort of things. There are tentacle beasts. There are giant creatures. There are thing creatures. There's one that's like a bug. There's fucking billions of combinations of different alien life forms you could have in the Green Lantern films. But no, it feels like it goes clearly going, well, we can only really afford probably about 5 major scenes where we show Oa. That's all we can afford. So, we got some other shit we need to do. So, yeah, let's show her off a little bit, then bug out, let's call it a day, and go back to Earth, where nothing happens. It's so boring. We see Peter Sarsgaard, whatever the hell his name is, flip out on a bed as his head mutates. Which again looks really shitty and boring. He looks like a really half-baked version of the leader, from that Incredible Hulk. It just feels really crappily done. You see him he starts learning how to see into people's minds and and hear their thoughts, and how he can then use that to turn fear against them, stuff like that. Again, it's just so poorly done, because the fact is that this stuff should be the stuff we're focusing on with Parallax, this massive huge entity killing planets. Oh yeah, they reference that, they mention it. Oh yeah, apparently he's killed 2 planets. You've killed billions of life forms. Do we see it? No, we just see him get bigger and bigger and bigger. There's a little bit of backstory there for him, but, not that much. He invades Earth. How did he know where Earth was? This is again the thing. I can understand that the lanterns know how to get around because they say the power of the rings, grants them the ability to, have stored information and all this sort of stuff. And I guess, the Green Lantern battery forms this, connection between them. So no. But this entity, what you're telling me that, yeah, all right, I'm not going to spoil it for you. I know I normally do my spoiler thing where I let you guys get a chance to take off and do it, but I'm not going to spoil it for you just because this film has such few oh really, that's interesting moments that I don't want to really ruin it for you. But the fact is that this parallax. All right, I get that it's like this ageless thing, but you're telling me it's been to every single corner of the galaxy. It knows where everything is. It just doesn't feel well done. It really doesn't. They could have done anything they wanted to. Some of the abilities of the Green Lanterns, how they use everything, are fantastic. But again, apart from seeing them really just shoot around like green blasts of energy, we don't really see that much. So that's it. Very quickly dribbed and drabbed over. Bits and pieces here, bits and pieces there. The Green Lantern suit, the way that it forms on Hal Jordan, I liked that. That was quite cool. Some people were a bit like, nah. I kind of liked it. The one thing I had a problem was with the mask, the dopey mask. I mean, seriously, when your own film rips the shit out of that, it's just, you go fucking hell, really? Like, his love interest goes, I've known you my entire life. I know, she's like, you think because I can't see your cheekbones, I don't know who you are. Thank you. You've just made exactly the point why this shouldn't have been done. Yeah, the face mask looks dopey. It really does. So here's a way to deal with it. Don't have him sitting on Earth doing shit there. He saves her from a helicopter. Wow. But you're meant to be policing the galaxy, protecting planets, not your fucking bimbo on the side. It's just stupid. You're wasting. You have the potential to create this galactic, odyssey. And you're instead wasting it on cheap special effects on Earth. I mean, the whole bit where, this helicopter's going to crash, so the way he saves everyone, he makes a racing car form around it on this, green racing track, which then drives around through the air until it comes to a stop on the ground. The fucking dumbest thing I have ever heard. I get that there's this whole thing about how Jordan is this guy who could right all the wrongs of the Earth with just, one thought of his mind and using the ring, which is what Batman states. But, and I get that he's a bit douchey, alright, but that just was so fucking lame. That is blatantly for the kids who are going to be watching this film. It just felt really, really lame and poorly done. Mark Strong as Sinestro was awesome. Why could we not have had more about the sort of dynamic between Hal Jordan and him? Epic! That would have been awesome. Instead, though, what we're forced, though, is for him to go, well, I don't like you because you're human. Cool, space racism, awesome. I don't like you because you're human. Then he defeats Parallax. There's no surprise there. You knew that was going to happen. Defeats Parallax. Yeah, not bad. Pretty good. You got my, you got my respect now. Really, that's it. That's all it took. Not, oh my God, the new recruit just took out the most powerful entity, in the galaxy, that could wipe us all out. He took him out by himself. No. Not that he utilised all the shit that we taught him at the beginning of the film. No. Not that. No. I simply nod with approval that you have done this. Well done. Not that you, a lone human, could do what an entire squad of the most powerful Green Lanterns. They couldn't take out the Parallax, but you did by yourself. Yeah, that's all right. Well done. Good job. High five. That's it. That is how it is, and it is fucking stupid. It's such a crappy film, and you go, oh my God. Apparently it was the original screenplay. I'm not talking about the 1997 Kevin Smith attempt. I'm talking about this one. Originally was done by the actual comic book writers. I don't remember their names, but then they had the screenplay rewritten. You know why? So they could stick in all that shit on Earth. That's why they did it. Fucking lame. It was boring. It was pathetic. It was really uninteresting. You didn't need to go through half the crap you did through that film just to set up certain weak plot points near the end. The whole thing with the experimental aircraft, boring. The whole point about him losing his dad, well, that's only referenced once. That's it. His dad dies at the beginning, then you see him when he's about to crash his plane looking at the photo of his dad, flashbacks to the incident. For what? it doesn't do anything. It doesn't have any reflection. I thought this was going to be a thing about later on in the film. Parallax was going to use the loss of his dad, the fear he felt seeing his dad die, against him. But then what Hal Jordan was going to realise was that Will gave him the strength to carry on and be a stronger person and be a better person and be the defender Earth needs. And that was going to buoy him up, and he was going to really explode with Green Lantern energy and take out Parallax. No, not at all. Not even close. No. I love it when films really set up like little sort of plot points where you think, oh, this is going to come back later on in the film, and shit all happens. Boring. It's pathetic. It's really just cliched and dull. And for a film that could really have been awesome, it doesn't. There's a nice little bit of sequel bait at the end. I'm going to tell you about it because it's not really. You knew it was going to happen. Any film with a guy called Sinestro, you knew was going to probably turn bad at the end. But hey ho, he takes the yellow ring that has been forged, the only one, puts it on, and turns into, of course, yellow Sinestro. And what's cool is you see him sort of at the end look up, and his eyes are glowing yellow, and you're like, okay, that got a little bit of wood in the pecker. That was pretty cool. Big fans of the Green Lantern film want to see Sinestro turn it, but there's no real reason because it ends with you thinking, well, Sinestro's happy with Hal Jordan. He's happy with the way things have turned out. Cool, awesome. No, instead, what he does is he takes the yellow ring and basically turns himself into another threat to, become a problem for the Green Lanterns, who he cares so much about. What? Really? Okay. Fine, I'll go with that then. So, what's going to happen then? Green Lantern 2, perhaps? Well, if it does happen, make it better, please. Cut out Earth, unless Earth is just a very fleeting glance. I don't care. I live here. I know what it's like, and it's boring. Nothing cool happens. You know what's cool? Planets where there are billions of different aliens with magic rings which can do cool shit. That's interesting. More stuff like that. That would be cool. That would be fun. Do, like I always say, have fun with the film, but create a really meaningful and powerful, storyline to really get us enthralled. Cut out love interest. Don't need it. It's boring. Cut out boring enemies. Listen, there's really one way that I want. The second one, of course, if they do it, is going to do Sinestro. One thing about Sinestro. Out of the entire time, anyone has ever lived, do they not realise, in comics do they not realise that a guy with a slightly suspicious name sort of, goes bad? Victor Von Doom. Wait, he's the bad guy? A man with Doom in his name? Wait, Sinestro? A man with Sinister in his name is bad? Shock horror. It's a bit fucking stupid, but okay, I'll bite just because. Well, I have to, don't I? Really, I've got no other choice. But yeah, the next one's going to be the yellow lanterns. Then after that, perhaps do Blackest Night. That would be cool. But do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. I got to be honest with you. I just don't think the film sat with me. Didn't have as much of an impact as it could have done. Hal Jordan strikes me as being like the Tony Stark of the DC universe. He's a bit of a loose cannon. He's been up for a bit of fun, a bit of a joker, but his heart's in the right place. As much as Ryan Reynolds, again, I sort of gained a bit of new respect for him. I know I ribbed on him a little bit in the last video, but you kind of go, alright, he's not too bad, but I would much rather see Nathan Fillion as a Green Lantern. Sorry, I just would. So yeah, in conclusion, Green Lantern the film. It's fun, but dumb but fun. That's really it. Does a lot of stuff you've seen before. It isn't the Dark Knight. It doesn't look like it. It certainly doesn't look like it's going to be as good as Man of Steel. Don't expect this to be the version that they do eventually put in the Justice League of America film. If they do, appreciate the film for what it could have been. Appreciate the film for the little bits it does do that could work. And try and ignore the rest that it doesn't do, right? Okay? And perhaps someone send a letter to Tim Robbins saying, call Morgan Freeman and think about Shawshank Redemption 2. Because really, Jesus Christ, I remember that guy used to be in only good stuff. Clearly not anymore. So, there we have it, guys. Green Lantern, the 2011 film, not what it could have been. Wish it was, but it isn't. That's really it, isn't it, really? That's all you can say. For those of you who've seen it, you've got your own opinions, so please leave them. And for those of you who don't, check it out. See what you think. Like I say, if you can find it for a decent price in a film store or wherever, yeah, why not? Check it out. But you ain't going to be blown away. Well, I very much doubt it. So guys, thanks for watching. Really enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it as well. And yeah, I will see you next time on the Wild West Gamer. And yeah, do some quick spins and then look into a kaleidoscope. Seriously, it's trippy. So guys, thank you very much, and see you later. Take it easy, alright? Bye.